On this visit to Florence, we tried a different hotel. It's located right in the heart of town, the Hotel Seratani. It's part of the Accor chain, very large chain of European hotels, and as you might notice, it's located right on the main street. It's got a very nice modern interior. It's a real high quality hotel. There's the lobby on the ground floor, and there's wonderful rooms. They've got different sized rooms, different prices. You know, price depends very much on time of year and season that you're visiting. Our particular trip, we're there in April, which is a great time to be visiting Florence. The temperatures are very pleasant, and the rooms were great. This is super quality, and a big breakfast buffet that's all included with our rooms, and we enjoy getting together and chatting in the morning, having eggs and meats and fruits and juices, lots of coffee, get ourselves ready for a big day out. We're going to be taking a walking tour this morning, and fortunately the hotel is so centrally located that you can step out the front door of the hotel and look around the corner, and there is the Duomo Cathedral just a couple blocks away. That's how close we are to the center of Florence. Start your first morning at Florence's most important landmark, the great Duomo Cathedral, which was the tallest building in Europe when it was finished in 1434 and is still the world's fourth largest church. And then we head out for a walking tour and into the streets of the city with our guide Anne. Now, we've taken you on many walking tours in Florence with Hawaii Geographic Society's World Traveler, and today we'll just show you a little bit of the experience. And so we continue walking through these delightful back streets of Florence. There's a little fresh fruit and vegetable stand. There's horse carriages going by. That's another way to see the city if you'd like to. Gucci has set up a museum on the Piazza della Signoria. You can go in and look at the history of clothing and Gucci products. And we happened upon this fun outdoor food festival in the Piazza della Repubblica. That was a treat, looking at the different cheeses and breads and olives and wines of the Tuscan region as we continue merrily along our way with Anne, and then up the hill. We're going to take the public bus to have a look at kind of the residential back streets of the city, the place where the real people live, crossing the Arno River, and we're going to go up the hill to Piazzale Michelangelo. There's a copy of the David up there. This is one of the world's great panoramas, so it's worth the effort to get here. The vista takes in the full span of Florence, spreading below you in a sea of clay tile roofs, punctuated by many domes and towers, bridges and hills. When finished, you could hail a taxi back into town or get back on one of the city buses that will take you back down there. However, there's a very pleasant walk downhill that leads to quiet lanes along the river and then to the Ponte Vecchio, which you can reach in about 20 minutes. And then it joins up with Via di San Nicolo. You'll be walking along in the cool, quiet shade of this narrow lane. It's quite a lovely contrast with the center of the city. The Ponte Vecchio Bridge is lined with high-quality, expensive gold shops that are completely free if you only browse. The jewelry of the Ponte Vecchio is world famous, and the prices are sky high. A quick bite at the Piccadilly Pizzeria, and then we're going on to have a look inside the Pitti Palace, which is a great art museum, and behind is the Boboli Gardens, a beautiful, extensive landscape park, and into the Uffizi, the great museum of Italian Renaissance art. Of course, Florence was the home of the Renaissance, and the main attractions for the visitor today in Florence really are the artworks, especially as found there at the Uffizi. And we are now moving along. That brings to a close our segment in Florence, and then it's time to move along to Venice. We walk over to the train station just 2 blocks from the hotel, There's a convenient pedestrian ramp that will lead you over to the train station so you can walk underground and avoid all of the traffic and the traffic lights up at street level. It's going through an underground shopping mall. It's a long corridor, about 3 blocks long, and it can be pretty busy in the morning. There's the morning rush hour of people coming into town. We're leaving town. Sometimes that escalator is not working. You've got to carry your suitcase up the staircase, but not so bad. And then we roll our bags through the Florence train station to our platform for the train to Venice. And get into our deluxe first-class Eurostar train that takes us up to Venice in just a few hours. The train ride to Venice only takes 2 hours. It's very quick and real smooth. You see how comfortable this train is. It's a high-speed train, which means the tracks are very level. There's no bouncing, no clickety-clack. Very quiet, air-conditioned, first-class comfort, and some beautiful scenery gliding by, mostly farmlands, and we do see some of the rolling hills of Tuscany on our way to Venice.